Hi guys, welcome back to the James Bond Show. I'm your host Krazy Kajeevie, back with another episode, the bad boy of James Bond, with Dissecting, the directing, and I'm doing James Bond meets Silva, which you guys have requested, so let's get straight into it. Now I've decided to start off on the scene just prior to where we see James Bond in the chair, and I'll explain why. But have a look at this beautiful creature, Berenice Marlowe playing Severine, and she's absolutely gorgeous. I wish she was in this film more. Let's get started.
The computer. You wanted the island, so you took it.
Does he always get what he wants?
More than you know.
What thing also?
I'm sorry.
Now I love this bit where she says, I'm sorry. This is putting fear into the audience, into the character, by her setting that up, because she knows what's ahead for James Bond. So it's really good dialogue. Have another look.
More than you know.
What thing also?
I'm sorry.
Now guys, the reason I wanted to start there is because, in my opinion as a director, we know they're on an island, I get that. But what I would have done, we've got this movement and then suddenly, boom, it's static. I would have, this here, with him sitting in the chair, yes, we know time has passed, he's probably been sitting there for a while. But just to push that a little bit more, what I would have done is I would personally have gone to, at least in the edit, an establishing shot again, just a high-rise shot of the island, maybe on this specific part of the building, and then I would have cut in here. The reason I would have chosen to do that is basically for time-lapse to show that, yeah, Bond's been sitting here a while. And I wouldn't have just gone from the high-rise view of the island and then cut into the scene. I would have faded in slowly, so then we see time's passed. And it's like, Raul Silva, he doesn't wait for anyone, he doesn't rush for anyone, he's taking his time. Let's continue. Now, straight here, we've basically, from a reverse angle, wide angle shot on James Bond, Sam Mendes, who is no dummy. Sam Mendes is a very intelligent filmmaker and he's great with his shot composition, and obviously Roger Deakins is the cinematographer on here. Now, what I want to say is that Roger Deakins gets a lot of credit for this scene. I can guarantee you this scene isn't the way it is because of Roger Deakins. Roger Deakins' lighting is stunning, and he is a director of photography who gives ideas. I've seen behind the scenes of this and other films that Roger Deakins worked on with Sam Mendes, including 1917, their recent film. Sorry guys, having some technical issues here. But this is the director. This is the director. I remember when the film came out, all the critics are going on, oh, and that long introduction scene with Silva, Roger Deakins, such a genius. No. This is Sam Mendes telling the DP what he wants. Now, he's gone from that wide angle shot, boom, straight into a close-up. Now, I've spoken against that in some of my Dissecting the directings, but that's time and place. Here, it is absolutely suitable. It's a bit of a Tarantino move, who kind of stole it from Sergio Leone westerns, especially in films like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. You'll start off with a big high wide angle shot of a vista and boom, straight into a close-up of a character, because the director wants you to feel what they're feeling. This is exactly what's happening here. Sam Mendes, he's established where we are, and boom, he's got a wide angle shot because he wants to get inside the head, and he wants the audience inside the head of James Bond. And then he's gone back to this high wide angle shot. I'll call it a high wide angle reverse. It's like it's just on. Now, I could say this is kind of on sticks, but with what's going to happen when Silva walks down this area, he'll walk towards camera right, just straight towards Bond. We will see the camera push in, and it's a beautiful, if it's not a slow zoom, because sometimes a beautiful zoom can almost get away with being a dolly tracking pushing shot, but more than likely it probably is a tracking shot, but it's so smoothly done.
Hello, James. Welcome. Do you like the island?
Sorry guys, having some technical issues here.
My grandmother had an island. Not the most of. We could walk around it in an hour. But still, it was a paradise for us. One summer.
Sorry guys, hopefully we're back on track.
And discovered the place had been infested with rats. They'd come on a fishing boat and gorged themselves.
I just want to say guys, the production design here, obviously this is all wiring and it's basically to represent, I believe the production designer on Skyfall was Dennis Gassner, and this is to represent basically all wiring, wiring going into these computer drives. Like this guy's the big time master hacker. So the production design, it's kind of simple and bare minimum, but it says a lot as well, and it's fantastic.
So how do you get rats off an island? My grandmother showed me. We buried an old rat and hinged the lid. Then we wired coconut to the lid as bait, and the rats would come for the coconut, and pum, they would fall into the trap.
Now you see here guys, the camera is just starting to moving in, and I'm letting this play a fair bit because it's mainly one shot here and the dialogue is absolutely brilliant, written by John Logan, mainly by John Logan.
And after a month, we've trapped all the rats. But what did you do then? Throw the drum?
So obviously, the closer Silva's getting, the camera's moving in, then we're keeping Bond left of frame, which is kind of unusual. Often, directors will have the villain on left of frame, and I've explained this rule before. The good guy on right, the bad guy on the left, kind of like real life US politics. And so we've got Silva here on the right of frame.
To the ocean. Burn it. No. You just leave it. And they begin to get hungry. And one by one, they start eating each other. Until there are only two left. The two survivors. And then what? Do you kill them? No. You take them and release them into the trees. But now they don't eat coconut anymore. Now they only eat rat.
Now it's funny, Javier Bardem's performance here is incredible. And something I was thinking about today, I honestly believe if he had probably 2 more scenes in this film, he not only would have been nominated for an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, which I'm pretty sure he wasn't, he should have been, even for a role this length in the film. Now, Dame Judi Dench, she won the Best Supporting Actress Oscar for Shakespeare in Love, and it was literally a 10-minute role. So I think Javier Bardem should have been nominated for Best Supporting Actor, and I think if he was in the film probably 15 more minutes, not only do I think he would have been nominated, I think he probably would have won. This performance is stunning, and I love the way he emphasises rat. Now, of course, this comes back in the end section of the film when Bond and Silva have their final confrontation together. But he's all calm, he's telling the story, but then he's right in Bond's face. So the camera's slightly lower here, so it's a typical director thing where he's assuming power. So the bad guy's assuming power. That's why there's a slight tilt on the frame, looking up. He's looking over, all the authorities in his hands sort of thing. And Bond's a victim here. But I just love that emphasis on rat. It's showing, hey, I'm the boss, I'm tough, and you're in trouble. Let's have one little more look at it.
Oh, they don't eat coconut anymore. Now they only eat rat. You have changed their nature. The 2 survivors. This is what you made us.
I made my own choices.
You think you did?
This is great. This is now including them in the scene together. I think it's fantastic. And see, it's not crunched in, super close. The director, Sam Mendes, he's still left frame here and frame there, and it's allowing us to take in this confrontation.
Genius.
Station H. Am I right? Hong Kong?
86 to 97. Back then, I was her favorite. And you're not nearly the agent I was, I can tell you that. Just look at you, barely held together by your pills and your drink.
Don't forget my pathetic love of country.
You're still clinging to your faith in that old woman. When all she does is lie to you.
She never lied to me.
No?
No.
Now I love here, if you have a look at Bond, Bond knows, and the audience know, we know that Silva's on the right of frame.
What did you score?
But if you have a look at Bond here, so Bond's talking to Silva, and there's kind of eye contact and he's looking at Silva, but then when he's almost in denial about himself, about his test results, etc., he doesn't even look at Silva, because I think he knows what Silva is saying is the truth, and there's a bit of embarrassment there about it. So he's not comfortable at this stage to look at Silva, and I think this is really clever, be it acting performance by Daniel Craig and choices he's made, or in unison with Sam Mendes, the director, maybe hinting at him this sort of stuff.
I was her favorite. And you're not nearly the agent I was, I can tell you that.
So you have a look here, have a look at his face, and he's kind of, I think, at this stage thinking this guy's a boastful twit or whatever. But the smile soon goes from his face.
Just look at you, barely held together by your pills and your drink.
Don't forget my pathetic love of country.
You're still clinging to your faith in that old woman. When all she does is lie to you.
She never lied to me.
No.
So it's like, now he's looking away, Silva's here, Bond's looking straight ahead.
Oh.
Because there's doubt in his mind. There's an essence in there that he knows Silva's telling the truth.
What did you score on your marksmanship evaluation?
70.
Now he looks at him, 70, he's trying to believe himself what he's saying.
40. Did she tell you the psychologist plead you for duty?
Yes.
No. No.
And what I love here, guys, in this performance, in the editing, the cutting, the script, etc., I love the fact that James Bond doesn't question Silva. Right now, from here on, he doesn't question him because he knows this is a highly intelligent man and a former 00, a former secret agent. And when he says about 40 on the test score, he's not questioning him. And I love that. See, Bond looks at him and then looks away again. And it's all part of the training as an agent, but it's also part of a self-denial that Daniel Craig's putting there as James Bond. He doesn't want to face the truth here. See that look away? Looking at it, and then he looks away. He's like, no, I'm not going to believe you. I know what you're about to do. You're getting in my mind. I'm not going to believe it.
Medical evaluation, fail. Physical evaluation.
Notice he's still looking forward. He's not looking at him.
Failed. Psychological evaluation, alcohol and substance addiction indicated. Oof. Pathological rejection of authority based on unresolved childhood trauma.
Now he's got Bond's attention, and Bond can't look away from that. And of course, the whole psychological trauma from a childhood, that's pushed forward later on in the film when they go to Skyfall. Look at these wide angles. It's not close-ups. Like, if you guys saw the Die Another Day, Bond meets Jinx scene, close-ups, 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 and it's not needed. These are intense moments and important moments, but the director is allowing you to take it in and to breathe. He trusts the script, and he trusts the actor's performance of the script where he doesn't have to shove it down your throat. And this is a difference between a very intelligent director and who understands what he's trying to put across in Sam Mendes compared to Lee Tamahori with Die Another Day.
Subject is not approved for field duty and immediate suspension from service advised. What is this if not betrayal? She sent you off to me knowing you're not ready, knowing you will likely die.
And the camera pushes in here. Obviously, Silva's coming in down into Bond's face almost. but the camera pushes in because now it's about him, it's about how you're feeling. He's again, if you have a look, Bond doesn't even look him in the face here. He's trying not to look at him because inside he knows he has been betrayed by him. Now maybe it's a part of confidence in him, but the fact is she lied to him and he knows this enemy, though he's the enemy, he's telling the truth.
Mommy was very bad.
Now obviously he's looking for the bullet holes from the pre-title sequence.
See what she's done to you.
Well, she never tied me to a chair.
Her loss.
So obviously that dialogue is setting up that we know that he's had a girlfriend in Severine. It's setting up that he is a bisexual. He's quite an Ian Fleming character in a way. This is a type of character that Ian Fleming really would have created and did so well in the novels.
Are you sure this is about him?
It's about her. And you and me. You see, we are the last two rats. We can either eat each other.
There's a real bit of nervousness in Javier Bardem's face. It's like he's more nervous doing what he's doing to Bond than what Bond is. Now, some people, and even James Bond fans, have come to me privately and gone, oh, what's all this about? Is James Bond gay? Is James Bond bi, etc.? No, he's not. This, especially with Bond saying, how do you know this is my first time? This is training. This is his training kicking him and him keeping cool and a bit humorous in a very tense situation. That's all this is.
Or eat everyone else. How you're trying to remember your training now.
Now this is appropriate as far as it's a reverse angle here and his face is taking up a fair part of the screen. It's a close-up, it's not an ECU which is an extreme close-up, but this is perfect, it's suitable.
What's the regulation to cover this? Well, first time for everything. Yes.
What makes you think this is my first time?
And of course, once again, that line, it was pushed by gay websites, oh, James Bond must be gay. He's not gay. He's clearly just using his training and putting Silva off. And have a look at it. Have a look at the reaction to Silva. It takes his mind off things and it throws Silva off a bit.
Oh, it's a punk.
See?
Oh, the physical stuff's so dull. So dull. Chasing spice. Oh, it's so old-fashioned.
I love this. Even, the background character here, he's seen that Silva's untied him, and this guy's getting a little bit nervy and a little bit ready because, again, he respects Bond. The henchmen around here, they respect Bond. They know this is a dangerous adversary.
Your niece must be killing you. England. The Empire. MI6. You're living in a ruin as well.
Now, I love that line where he says you're living in a ruin as well, because, of course, Silva's living in an old derelict ruin building, and he's talking about Bond, metaphysically, etc., also living in a ruin within his mind because of who he's following and what he's believing.
You just don't know it yet. At least here there are no old ladies giving orders and no little gadgets from those fools in Q branch.
Now, guys, I do have, could be blasphemy here, but I do have one issue with this scene. I think what happens here, now, Silva went to the left of frame, left of Bond, left of us. He goes across here, and I think there's a bit of, I can't believe that I'm saying this. If you want to disagree with me out there, go for it. Maybe sit back and watch this scene at home on your own. But I think there's a bit of crossing the line here and a little bit of confusion on what happened here.
If you wanted,
So, Bond's here. Bond's here, we knew that. Let's have a look, we'll go back. So Bond's in the middle. Silver's here in the middle in front of him. Silver then goes to the left.
giving orders and no little gadgets
Love
from
his
those fools in
performance
Cape
there.
Ranch.
So he goes off, he goes to the left.
If you wanted,
He's there,
you
but
could pick your
now
own secret missions.
he's looking here.
Yes, I do.
He should be more looking here. Now Bond is looking way over here, so he's looking to the right here of frame, which is to his left, but he's looking more extreme when Silver's here. So I just think this is a little bit off.
Name it.
See, and now Silver's looking here when just before he was looking to the center, because Bond is actually here, but Silver's here. So they've crossed the line here. This is a massive mistake, and I just discovered it today in preparation to do this. This is a huge mistake. This is massive.
Name it.
See, and then he's walked a long way over here.
Destabilize a multinational by my...
So he should have, when he's sitting here, he should have been looking this way, as Bond was looking at him that way.
manipulating the stocks.
Now this is fine, because he's looking back at where Bond is to his right, our left.
But easy. Interrupt transmissions from a spy satellite over Kabul. Done. Rig an election in Uganda, all to the highest bidder.
Or a gas explosion in London.
Just point and click.
Well, everybody needs a hobby.
I love that. You can see here, Javier Bardem, he's taking in the insult, he's thinking about it, and he himself's trying to keep cool here.
So what's yours?
Resurrection.
I never fully got this line, guys. I never, Resurrection, obviously it's got to do with the PTS where he's supposedly dead and then he comes back, but I don't know. It never did much for me, that line of resurrection. I don't know why it's there, but anyway.
Let me show you something.
Now I love this. Keep an eye on these supporting actors playing the henchmen here. And I love the fact that Bond, being Bond, he's thinking right now, even though we can't see his face, he's thinking of a way out of this. Hence he does the sneaky little look around at the villains, at the henchmen. See there? So he's looking at them. I would have loved to have seen a cut shot to their faces. I would have had the camera moving, tracking backwards, and just shown their faces looking at him like, we're watching you, mate. And that's the scene. Now, what I'm thinking, guys, is maybe down the track, and if you guys want me to, I might dissect this entire scene, because this entire scene on its own is actually brilliant. The shot composition is fantastic, and I watched it a couple times today. So if you guys want me to do this scene next as a continuation, let me know in the comments below. But let me know what you thought of my dissecting of this scene. What did you take from it? How do you see this scene? What does it mean to you? Did you learn anything from this one? Is there something you think I missed out and that I could know about? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. And most importantly, guys, in the comment section, let me know what scene you'd like me to dissect next. Till next time, guys, keep on bonding, say hi to your mum, and go take the vaccine!